Welcome to the Interactive Speaking video number 11. Today's topic are volunteer work and charity. I would like to ask you a few questions about volunteer work. Describe a volunteer experience that taught you something meaningful about your community.
One volunteer experience that deeply impacted me was helping at a local food distribution drive in my neighborhood. I initially joined with the idea that it would mainly involve handing out food, but the experience taught me much more about my community. I met families from different backgrounds, including elderly people, daily wage workers, and single parents, who were all facing unique challenges. What struck me most was how resilient and supportive people were toward each other, even during difficult times. This experience helped me realize that community problems are often hidden and more complex than they appear. It also taught me the importance of empathy, teamwork, and staying connected with people around us rather than assuming everyone has the same opportunities.
I've got a different question. What skills can volunteer gain that are also valuable for future careers?
Volunteering helps people develop a wide range of transferable skills that are extremely valuable in future careers. For example, communication skills improve naturally when volunteers interact with diverse groups of people. Time management and organizational skills also become stronger, especially when balancing volunteering with studies or work. Many volunteers gain leadership experience by coordinating events or guiding new volunteers. Additionally, volunteering builds problem-solving abilities because unexpected situations often arise. Perhaps most importantly, it develops emotional intelligence, such as empathy and adaptability, which employers increasingly value. Overall, volunteering not only enhances a resume but also builds confidence and a strong professional mindset.
I see. I have another question. How should organizations balance volunteer enthusiasm with training and safety requirements?
Organizations should encourage volunteer enthusiasm while ensuring proper training and safety by setting clear expectations from the beginning. While passion is important, it must be supported with structured orientation programs and safety guidelines. For instance, organizations can offer short training sessions, clear instructions, and supervision, especially for tasks involving children, healthcare, or physical labor. Assigning roles based on volunteer skills and experience also helps maintain safety without discouraging motivation. When volunteers feel well-trained and protected, their enthusiasm actually increases. Therefore, balancing energy with responsibility creates a productive and safe volunteering environment for everyone involved.
Thanks for discussing volunteer work with me. Now I'd like to change topics and ask you a few questions about charity. What criteria help you decide which charities are trustworthy and effective to support?
When deciding which charities to support, I focus on transparency, accountability, and impact. Trustworthy charities usually provide clear information about how donations are used and regularly publish reports or updates. I also look at their mission and whether their goals are realistic and measurable. Another important factor is community involvement. Charities that work closely with local communities tend to be more effective. Reviews, independent ratings, and word-of-mouth recommendations also help in evaluating credibility. Overall, I prefer charities that show long-term commitment rather than just short-term publicity campaigns.
Interesting. Let me ask you another question. How could tax incentives influence donations to local charities during economic downturns?
Tax incentives can play a significant role in encouraging donations during economic downturns. When people face financial uncertainty, they may hesitate to donate, even if they want to help. However, tax deductions or credits can reduce the financial burden and motivate individuals and businesses to continue supporting charities. These incentives make people feel that their contribution is both socially responsible and financially practical. In addition, tax benefits can encourage larger or more consistent donations. As a result, tax incentives can help stabilize funding for local charities when they are needed the most.
Thanks. I got a different question. When needs exceed resources, how should charities set priorities to serve people fairly?
When resources are limited, charities should set priorities based on urgency, vulnerability, and potential impact. For example, helping people with basic needs such as food, shelter, and medical care should come before less urgent programs. Data collection and community feedback can help identify who needs support the most. Transparency is also essential, so people understand how decisions are made. Charities should aim to balance fairness with effectiveness by avoiding favoritism and focusing on long-term solutions rather than temporary relief. This approach ensures that limited resources are used ethically and responsibly.